Today we learn in the lesson number chapter number 1, reproduction in lower and higher plants. In that topic we learn about the structure of microspore. Microspore or pollen grain, microspore or pollen grain is initially microspore or pollen grain is non-motile haploid having the single nucleus. It is the non-motile haploid having the single nucleus. This microspore or pollen grain is surrounded by a double-walled layer. That layer is called as the sporoderm. That layer is called as the sporoderm. Double-walled layer. That layer is called as the sporoderm. The sporoderm consists of the outer layer is called as the exine, inner layer is called as the entine. Outer layer is called as the exine and inner layer is called as the entine. Exine means it is the outer protective covering which is formed by a complex non-biodegradable substance called as the sporopollenin. It may be smooth or sculptured pattern. It is resistant to chemicals. On the exine layer, there are at some places there are thin-walled cells are present. In that cells, that part is called as the germ core, and the germ core is meant for ensuring the arising the pollen tube through that germ core during the germination of pollen grain. During the germination of pollen grain, through the germ core, pollen tube is arises. Inner layer is called as the entine. This entine layer is smooth, thin and delicate in nature. This is the structure of pollen grain. This is the structure of pollen grains. We learn about the structure of pollen grain. Structure of pollen grain. Pollen grain is non-motile, unicellular, uninucleated. It is the non-cellular, it is the non-motile, unicellular, uninucleated, spherical in nature. This pollen grain is surrounded by a double wall layer that is called as the sporoderm. The sporoderm consists of the two layers. Outer wall layer is called as the exine, inner wall layer is called as the entine. This exine means it is the outermost protective covering. It is formed by a complex non-biodegradable substance called as the sporopollenin. It is resistant to chemicals. This exine, at some places there are the thin layers of the cells, thin-walled layers of the cells are present. That is called as the germ pore. And this germ pore, through the germ pore, after the germination of pollen grains, through the germ pores, pollen tube is arises. Then inner to the exine, a layer is present that is called as the entine. This entine is smooth, thin and delicate in nature. This is the structure of pollen grain. Then we turn toward the point that is the development of male gametophyte. Pollen grain or microspore is the mark of beginning of development of the male gametophyte. How the development of male gametophyte? We learn in this point here. Initially, the pollen grain or microspore is the mark of beginning of development of male gametophyte. In the microspore, there are the mitotic divisions are takes place there. In the first mitotic division takes place and the pollen grain divides mitotically and formation of two unequal cells. The bigger cell is called as the vegetative cell, and smaller cell is called as the generative cell. The bigger cell, vegetative cell, consists of the rich amount of nutrients and cytoplasm having the nucleus, and smaller cell that is called as the generative cell. That generative cell is suspended in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. That is suspended in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. Then next mitotic division is concerned with the generative cell. Next mitotic division is concerned with the generative cell, and the generative cell undergoes the mitotic division and formation of two male gametes takes place there. Formation of two male gametes takes place there. In sometimes the generative cell undergoes the mitotic division and formation of two male gametes before the shedding of anthers on the stigma there. But majority angiosperms, the development of or the mitotic division of generative cell takes place after emerging the pollen tube during the germination of pollen grain. That time the generative cell divides mitotically and formation of two male gametes, and the tube cell which will be arises through the vegetative cell that will be arises through germ pore, and that in that germ pore, the generative cell divides mitotically and formation of two male gametes. The tube nucleus is migrated toward the tip of that pollen tube. That tube nucleus, pollen tube, and two male gametes. That is the structure of development of male gametophyte. Today we learn about the structure of microspore and how the development of male gametophyte will take place there. Development of male gametophyte, this point is important there because so many times in board paper, how the describe the structure of male gametophyte, development of male gametophyte. On this point, there will be the questions are asking there in the board. So this point will be the important point. Then we learn about the structure of female reproductive part of the flower. Then we learn about the female reproductive part of the flower. Female reproductive part of the flower. Gynoecium is the female reproductive part of the flower. Individual member of gynoecium is called as the carpel. Each carpel consists of the ovary, style and stigma. Each carpel consists of the ovary, style and stigma. Each carpel consists of the ovary, style and stigma. If carpels are free, carpels are many number and they are free, that is called as the apocarpus. If carpels are free and many number, that is called as the apocarpus. Example is the Michelia. If carpels are free, if carpels are many number and fused together, that is called as the sympacarpus. Example is brinjal. There are the carpels are many number, but they are fused. That is called as the sympacarpus. There, in the ovary, there are the number of ovules are varies. In the ovary, there are the numbers of the ovules are varies. In case of the paddy, wheat, and mango like plants, in the ovary uni-ovate structure, ovules are single. That is called as the uni-ovate. In case of the different plants like tomato, there are the many number of ovules are present there. That is called as the multi-ovate. There's tomato, and in another example, that is the lady's finger. That is the multi-ovate example of the multi-ovate. That is the example. That is the tomato and lady's finger. That are the two examples related to the multi-ovate. Today we learn about the structure of anatropous ovule. Structure of anatropous ovule. Anatropous ovule is the characteristic of angiosperms. Anatropic ovule is the characteristic of angiosperms. Anatropous ovule is the characteristic of angiosperms there. In angiosperms, ovule is anatropous forms. That means the micropyle which is downward in direction, or ovule will be the downward in direction. In case of the gymnospermic plant, orthotropous ovule will be present. That means this ovule will be straight in position. That is called as the orthotropous ovule. In the angiospermic plant, anatropous ovule is present. That means ovule is inverted in positions. Ovule will be the inverted in position or bending positions. That is called as the anatropous ovule. That is called as the anatropous ovule. This ovule consists of the different parts. This ovule consists of the different parts, like the first, that is the funicle, or it is also called as the funiculus. The next is the hilum, funicle. Next is the hilum, hilum, nucellus, integument, micropyle. Nucellus, integument, micropyle, embryo sac. Nucellus, integument, micropyle. 6 is the chalaza. Last is the embryo sac. These are the parts related to the anatropous ovule. First is the funicle or funiculus, hilum, nucellus, integument, micropyle, chalaza and embryo sac. These are the parts related to the anatropous ovule there. These are the parts related to the anatropous ovule. There's first we see the funicle or funiculus. Funicle or funiculus means it is the stalk of ovule. It is the stalk of ovule by which it is attached to the placenta of ovary. Is called as the funicle or funiculus. It is the stalk of ovule which is attached to the placenta of the ovary, is called as the funiculus. Hilum means what? Hilum means it is the point where the funicle is attached to the main body part of that ovule, is called as the hilum. It is the point where the funicle is attached to the main body part of ovule, that is called as the hilum. Third part, that is the nucellus. That is called as the nucellus. Nucellus means it is the central part of ovule which consists the parenchymatous tissue. It is the central part of ovule which consists of the parenchymatous tissue, that is called as the nucellus. Then integument. Nucellus surrounded by a double layered covering, that is called as the integument. It is also called two-layer covering, so it is called as the bitechnic. There's outer integument and inner integuments. This nucellus is surrounded by a two-layer covering, that is called as the integument theirs. It acts as the protective covering over the nucellus theirs. Then next is the micropyle. Integument leave a small gap, that is called as the micropyle. Through the micropyle, pollen tube will be enters inside during for the process of fertilization theirs. Then next part, that is the chalaza. The base of ovule, that is which is opposite to the micropyle. The base of ovule which is opposite to the micropyle, that is called as the chalaza. The next part, that is the embryo sac. Embryo sac means within the nucellus embedded embryo, that is called as the embryo sac. Within the nucellus there is embedded a multicellular structure, embedded oval shaped multicellular structure is embedded within the nucellus, that is called as the embryo sac. In the embryo sac, toward the micropyle side, there are the central egg cell is present and two lateral side synergid cells are present. That together is called as the egg apparatus theirs. And at chalaza part there are the three antipodal cells are present there. At chalaza part there are the three antipodal cells are present there. And in the middle there is the secondary nucleus. In the middle there is the secondary nucleus is present there. Secondary nucleus is present there. This is the structure of anatropous ovule. This is the structure of anatropous ovule. I will describe again, repeat this anatropous ovule. Anatropous ovule is the characteristic of angiosperms. Anatropous ovule is the characteristic of angiosperms. In angiosperms, ovule is downward in direction. Ovule is downward in direction. That is called as the anatropous ovule. Anatropous ovule consists of the different parts like funicle, hilum, nucellus, integument, micropyle, chalaza and embryo sac. Funicle means it is the stalk of ovule by which it is attached to the placenta of ovary. That is called as the funicle or funiculus. Then the hilum. Hilum means the point where the funicle is attached to the main body part of ovule. That is called as the hilum. Nucellus means central core of the ovule, which consists the parenchymatous tissue. That is called as the nucellus. Then fourth is the integument. The nucellus is surrounded by two layers protective covering around that nucellus. That part is called as the integument. There's outer integument and inner integument. The two layers which will protect the nucellus there. Then the micropyle. Integument leave a small gap that is called as the micropyle toward the downward direction, that is called as the micropyle. Through the micropyle, the germinated pollen grain along with the pollen tube enters inside the embryo. For that purpose, therefore, for the entry of generally for the entry of pollen tube along with the germinated pollen grain, for that purpose, this micropyle will be the functioning there. The next is the chalaza. The base of ovule opposite to the micropyle, that is called as the chalaza there. Then embryo sac. Embryo sac within the nucellus, a oval multicellular structure is embedded within the nucellus, that is called as the embryo sac. In the embryo sac, in the middle there is the secondary nucleus is present, and toward the micropylar side there is the egg apparatus present. In that egg apparatus, central egg is present and two lateral synergid cells are present there. And opposite to that, or the chalazal side, there are the three antipodal cells are present there. This is the structure of anatropous ovule. In the board papers, describe the structure for that. Describe the structure of anatropous ovule, or sketch and label the anatropous ovule. For that, like questions are asked on this point there, and this part is also important here. Today we learn in this lecture, that is the structure of microspore, development of male gametophyte, and this part, that is the female reproductive part of the flower, and in that part we will learn about the structure of anatropous ovule here.